Welcome back to part 2 of the video about the SP901E signal amplifier, and last time we looked at setting up 12 volt transformer, 5 volt transformer, connecting in the controller and connecting in the LEDs. Don't forget there's some more LEDs on the shelves above as well. So what we're going to do in this video, well, in this video we're going to add on another signal amplifier splitter as well, and then once we've done that we'll also show you how to add on another controller, because at the moment we're only using one of the inputs, which is only using one of the outputs on each channel here, and we can see that when we've added this one in as well. So let's have a look at that and see what we need to do. But first thing is first, if you haven't seen part 1, I'll put a link up in the top corner, and there's also a link in the description down below as well. So safety first, let's switch off. Oh yes, don't forget we're on 12 volt and 5 volt, so that's important. So power is off on both the 12 volt and the 5 volt. So what we need to do first of all, on this one we need to make sure that we've got some power. So what we'll do is we'll get another Wango connection, because I remember what they're called now, they're called Wangos. I'm going to put the desk lights on, so just bear with me for a second, watch your eyes. Okay, the desk lights are on. Right, we need to get another red wire and we'll do the following. So just the same as we did for the blue, we'll disconnect the cable from there. We'll put that in there. We'll get our red cable. I'm just going to cut this in half. So I've got 2 power cables. There we go. And get the wire stripper. Okay, and we can put that, we can bare the wires a little bit more actually, because they were, that's better. Right, so we'll put that one in there. And that one in there. Don't forget, like I said on part 1 of the video, what we must remember to do, if this is in a commercial or in an outside, if you're doing it for Christmas lights or something like that, what you must do is make sure that you have fuses in line with this. As we're only doing this on the bench, I'm not going to put fuses in, but I strongly advise that if you're doing this for yourself, use fuses. Right, so power goes to that controller, power goes to this controller, okay, and what I'm going to do now is swap this one, which is a 3-way. Have I got a 4-way? No, that is a 5-way. So we'll just take these 3 out of here. Because we're going to need another ground coming off. Right, we need another ground cable, so hang on a minute, I'll just dig through my boxes and see if I can find one. Back with you in a second. Right, I have another cable now, so we have another ground here, so let's pop that in. And we can pop that ground into our controller as well. One. There we go, that's now in. Right, that's got the power, which is 12 volts, which is sharing. So the power 12 volts going to this one, going to that one, and going to our controller as well. So that's okay. So what we now need to do is to make sure the signal goes from this one over to here as well. And I will need another cable, so let's use this one. So it's just a white cable we're going to use. It's just here, and let me get rid of my charge cables. To make this charge cable keeps hanging down because I've got my camera on charge while I'm using it as well. Right, let's stick that up there out of the way. Okay, so what was I saying? Right, doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. So we need to take the DAT1 from here. So this is on the signal out, and we're going to take it to the DAT1 or the data 1 on the input on this one. Right, okay, so what have we got going then? So just a quick recap, we have 12 volt transformer. 12 volt transformer is joint here for the grounds and joint here for the plus 12 volts as well. Power's going to this controller and this controller as well. So the signal for the LEDs will come out of here, it will go to this one first, and it will send output to all these four on DAT1, and then this cable is linking the two up, so it will come out of here as well. And what we'll do, just to show that is actually working, let's take these two cables, which is our signal and ground for these lights here, and we'll pop it into here. Okay, so the 5 volt for this set of lights is coming from here, which is from the 5 volt power, which is going to be from there. Okay, you with me so far? Good. Okay, I'm just pushing it out of the way. There we go. So 5 volt from here, which goes to this little Wango splitter here, which then 5 volts going to all the outputs for the shelves and to this bunch of cables here, and then the signal from here is going to this controller, looped around into here as well. Is it going to work, or is it going to release the black smoke? I think it'll work. Desk lights going off, 12 volts going on. We've got 12 volt light coming on there, so we know that's working. 5 volts going on. Okay, and we've got flashing LEDs, and that is connected to this controller, and it's taking its signal from that. And I can assure you the shelves above me are also working as well, but we don't worry about that at the moment because we're quite happy that this is working. Right, okay, what we need to do next is we need to add in another controller and let me show you how that all works. Right, for our second controller, we can put power into here, into the barrel connection here, or we can use power input on this end as well. And just the same as we've done with that one. Now on this one, if I can zoom into this to show you, there we go, it says 5 to 24 volts. So we know we're okay running this controller off the 12 volts here. So we need a another connection, so it's male on the end here, so we need a female connection here, and just the same as before. Right, turn off power, off for 5 volts, off for 12 volts. I'm going to use the ground, which is here. And I'm going to put the signal cable into DAT2, not DAT1, because don't forget DAT1 or data 1 is coming from this box, so on this box we need to put it on DAT2 or data 2. Oh, there we go. Right, and last but not least, we need to make sure that we've got our power. So let's put our red connection for our power, our plus 12 volts in. Right, okay, so we can now connect that up to here. So what will happen now? So on our 12 volt, which has been split with these connections here, so 12 volt will power this, will power this, will power this, and also will power this. So these will show two different patterns. That will show one of the patterns, and this will show a different one. Now, this is one of those simple controllers, and it will just play automatically. It's just like a random different patterns. So what I need now is some more LEDs so we can power them and see them running differently. So hang on a second while I go and get some more LEDs. Right, I'm back again. I've just gone through the cupboards and I found a reel of LEDs here. So these are WS2812s. It's just the same as before. You can just follow the patterns, the arrows, to show which way the signal's going. And these have the ground, the data, and the plus 5 volts shown on the circuit board as well. Now these are slightly different to normal, because if I can zoom in, okay, you should see like a plastic covering over these. And that's because these are waterproof ones with a sticky pad on the back, which I haven't used yet. This is a brand new roll, hence why it's still on a holder like that. Right. Okay, so just as before, let us connect her in. Oh, by the way, these come with a couple of extra sort of flyer leads. This is if you want to inject power, and I'm thinking about doing a video about power injection because it is asked for quite a lot, but we're not using those for the time being. We're just going to use this, so we'll click that into there, and just as before, we shall stick it on output 2 for a change. Right, okay, let's get these in. So we're going to use ground, and we're going to use DAT2 for data 2. So ground goes in first. We'll do if it's, we'll go in. Here we go. And then the signal goes in DAT2, data 2. Okay, now for power, we want to take power from our 5 volts, which is just here. Is that going to stretch across? Yes it is. So let's pick one of these that's not being used. Stick our 5 volts in there. Okay, so let's just do a quick recap. We have got 12 volts controller there, 12 volt controller there, 12 volt splitter amplifier, 12 volt splitter amplifier, all running off the 12 volt transformer there. We've got 5 volts here, which are powering our 5 volt LEDs on the shelves, our 5 volts bunch of LEDs here, and our new 5 volts there. For the signal comes from this, which goes to here first. It goes into DAT1, and then all the LEDs that are connected to DAT1 on both the controllers will get the signal from there. This controller is connected here into DAT2, and anything connected to here on DAT2 will also get that information. Now what we could do, we could of course put DAT2 into this controller if we wanted to, and then you could have data 2 and data 1 on both of these. So you can actually do that. In fact, we might do that in a minute. Even if you are going to do that, don't forget to link DAT2 there to DAT2 there, but we might have a look at that in a minute. Let's see how it goes first. Right, I think we're ready to switch on. So desk lights going off, 12 volts going on, 12 volts going on, he says. Thank you very much, that's better. 5 volts going on, and there we go. Right, okay, so as you can see, these lights here have got one type of pattern, they're flickering away. These have a different type of pattern. That's because these on this roll are running from this controller here, and that's showing you the difference between data 1 and data 2. Okay, right, switch them off again. Desk lights are coming back on, watch your eyes. Okay, desk lights are back on again. So, as I said, what we could do if we wanted to is flick the data. So we're going to go data 2. So we'll take the data 2 out of here. It's a bit of a messy cable, that. And we'll put it in data 2 in here. So now, on this controller only, if anything's connected to data 2, it will get the output from this controller. If we want to get this one to run data 2, we're going to have to do another link cable, which is what I'll do now. So we'll undo data 2. This is on the signal out. And I'll tell you what we'll do before we put data 2 into here, so I'll just leave that laying there for a minute. Let's switch it all on again just to show you. 12 volts on, 5 volts on. Even though we know last time that this was running on data 2, it's still connected to data 2 here. Because there's no link between these two boxes, data 2 is not getting to here. So power gone off again. Data 2 input. Okay, right. Let's try that again. Desk light's going off. 12 volt going on. 5 volt going on, and there we go, we're back again. So the signal from this controller is going into data 2 into here, into the fire splitter amplifier. The output from that data 2 is being looped into data 2 input here, and then anything connected to data 2 on both these controllers will get this signal from this box here, which is our original one, which is connected to data 1 or DAT1. So anything on these two boxes will change to this pattern, because we have the link cable here, which is linking the two controllers up. So the signal out for DAT1 and DAT2 is going to the signal in on DAT1 and DAT2 on there. Okay, I hope you've understood all that. Let's have a look to see what's going on. Right, hang on a second, I need to unplug that. That's my charge cable. So here we have, get that out of the way. So here we have our 5 volt originally, and our 5 volts now running off this controller, and then these lights and the shelf lights, which are there, are running off this controller here. Right, let's put back the phone onto the holder. Right, okay, lights going out, desk lights coming on. Watch your eyes. 3, 2, 1. Desk lights are now back on again. Okay, so like I said at the start, these controllers can actually save you money, because what we can do, we can run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can run 8 outputs on one controller, this one here, and we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 controllers, 8 lights on another controller, which is here. Therefore 16 sets of lights can be run just using these two and these two. So you don't need to run multiple controllers and multiple sets of lights all the time. You can just use these boxes to split the signal off. And of course, if you wanted more, there's a signal out here, and you can daisy chain more, so you could do even more. So things like this, these what's called these bullet LEDs, you can put them in ceilings, like you know, and have a whole room connected to them, and then use these splitters in the ceiling void to give you more and more lights, and they'll just go, you know, just do patterns. Okay, so that's that. I really hope you've enjoyed listening and watching that. That is the SP901E Splitter Amplifier for LED lights. Very quick recap, these run on 5 volts plus 5 volts to 24 volts. I personally find that 12 volts is better. 5 volts is a little bit too low, particularly if you want to try and run LEDs off them. That gets covered in part 1 of the video. So controllers, splitters, all can run from 12 volt, and LEDs, both sides and on the shelves, can run from 5 volt as well. Just a reminder again, if you don't mind, that when you're doing this as a fixed installation, or if you're going to do it in ceilings, or if you're going to do it in schools or theatres or anything like that, please don't forget to add fuses in. Can I show you a fuse? I did show you a fuse in the other video. I'll do a photograph of it on the screen now. But yeah, don't forget to fuse all your plus 5 volts as well. I think that's it. Enjoy it. If you like what I do, please give me a thumbs up, please subscribe, and all this talking is making my throat dry, so please, if you can buy me coffee now as well. Thanks very much. See you soon.